Good evening, darlings, and it is both my honour and my privilege to welcome you to, what day is it? Oh, bloody hell, Wednesday. Wednesday night live, darlings. And the good news is I remembered to put the bin out this time. Didn't do it last time. It was very full indeed and very heavy. I almost came a cropper when I was attempting to furdle the doings. But it's all done, darling. So that's good, isn't it? And yeah, halfway through it. Well, we're over hump day, aren't we? And we are over the space of the next hour. We're going to wave away Wednesday, and we're going to welcome in Thursday, Halloween, last day of the month. Oh yes, oh yes. Yeah, what you been up to today? What have you been eating? All of the usual stuff. All of the community chat, catching up with each other. Oh, all of the wonderful things that we do when we're together. Tonight, I will be drinking the wine kindly provided by the lovely Nick of Rent Lettings. So I'll let you know what I think about that. It's Co-op Irresistible something or other Sauvignon Blanc. Not normally my favourite grape, but can be perfectly reasonable. And I'm looking forward to having a goodly slurp of that, darlings. And we'll see if it does the old trick or not. I've got my portable electric telephone if you would like to send me a voice note. I've got the Hedgehog of Truth if you would like to ask me a Hedgehog of Truth question. And you remember the rules about that. If you ask me a Hedgehog of Truth question, I cannot lie, I cannot evade. I have to give you a full, frank, and entirely honest answer. I've got a little something that has been very kindly sent to me by Tracy P. So, yeah, we'll see what that is. And then I'll sod off, and you can sod off, and I'll eat some curry and have a shower. And you can do whatever it is that you guys do after a live stream. I slept very well last night, and I hope you did too. I had a bit of a lion this morning, and I am feeling utterly, utterly splendid, darlings. Yeah, so let's crack on, shall we? I'll have a slurp of wine, and then I'll get around to you and your comments, because it's all about you, darlings. Oh, yes. Cheers, your very good health. Bottoms up yours. Get stuffed. Hmm. Hmm. Not bad. Not bad. A tad acidic, a tad metallic. Not, yeah. Hmm. It's kind of sitting. It's kind of sitting on my palate rather than melting into it and caressing it. It's yeah. It's fairly fairly palatable. It's not deeply unpleasant or anything like that. Not entirely to my normal taste, but hey, I didn't pay for it. I'm not complaining. So thank you very much, Nick. I don't think there's anything wrong with that wine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it at all. It's just, it's not what absolutely tickles my platter palate. Nothing wrong with it though. Nothing wrong with it at all. Certainly nothing that's going to stop me from necking the bottle in its entirety, my loves. It would be rude not to, would it not? It might improve. I might work my way into it. Anyway, there we are. Right, time to crack on with your comments, darlings. Here we go. Here we go. First cab off the rank tonight was the lovely Simone of the excellent YouTube channel, Hooked on Classics. And Simone says, good evening, all. I apologise, I can't join you tonight. No need to apologise. Nobody is under a duty of care to rock up to these things. You, each and every one of you is just doing me the ultimate favor when you do. And if you can't be bothered, or you've got something better to do, or you're too tired, you've got to get up in the morning, no apologies needed. Apologies I can't join you tonight. I've got to get up at 6 a.m. Oh dear, our sympathy, Simone. Have fun, pop pickers. Well, have a good night's sleep and an excellent day tomorrow, my lovely. A goodly hello to Boaty and all from the amazing Peter P. Carol C is with us. Hello, Simone and Peter. Sweet dreams, Simone. I usually start okay, but fade fast during the live stream. I'm like Cinderella when the clock strikes midnight. The peepers just close. Completely understandable. It's these live streams, they start far too late, and as a direct consequence of that, they finish far too late. And I wouldn't do them this late through choice, but I've got to fit them in around work. So, it is what it is. Oh, that's very kind. Please like and subscribe. Let's help Boaty get noticed. I would love to get noticed. I would love to get more people watching and for the community to grow. And I won't lie about it, darlings. I would like to earn more money. I would like to earn more money from this. And then Carolyn says, I'm off to watch Boaty's video that he uploaded today. See you later. You will indeed. The lovely Barry is with us, that guy from SETI Alpha 5. Hello, pop pickers. Not off. Johnny Walker went on Sunday, didn't he? I don't mean he popped his clogs. He finished a 58-year broadcasting career. Quite emotional. I listened to it live. Oh, yes. Where was it? Oh, yeah, Barry saying hello. Sorry I've not been around. I've been very busy with work, but today is my birthday. So I have gone home to have a meal with Karen, who is his very lovely wife. Very lovely indeed. Well, many happy returns of the day, Barry, from me and all of your friends here in the community. We hope you have a fabulous day, and we wish you many more of them. And Barry goes on to say hello to everybody. And we're going to Madison's for a meal. And then he's got to head back to Kansas City. Hope you're enjoying the book, Boat. I am enjoying the book. Now, I've got it as my toilet book, so I'm doing it slowly but steadily. So I'm in the phase at the moment where the plot is thickening, the characters are still being introduced and building, and the relationships are building. I'm finding it really, really interesting, actually, because it's very unusual to read a book when you personally know the author to some degree. And any of you who've written anything, then you will know that that even if you don't mean to, you tend to write yourself, or you tend to write of yourself, or you tend to include elements of you in your writing. I know I most certainly do, which is why, not that I, not that I write much anymore. My writing career was, really quite short, but I very quickly moved away from trying to write other people. I don't have any talent for anything, darlings, but I certainly don't have much of a talent for creating other people, either in person or in prose, as it were. I have, if I'm in the right mood, then I'm reasonably adequate at writing myself or writing a version of myself. And on occasions, I can be loquacious, I can be witty, I can be amusing. On other occasions, I can be ridiculous and banal and terribly dull. But I can only do it very much in terms of myself. So it's interesting reading somebody writing other people, because you immediately think, okay, how much of this is direct personal projection? Um, some people write some people write idealized versions of themselves. Some people write the person that they would like to be. Some people write the person they fear they really are. And other people just genuinely write completely created characters. But even then, and certainly in early works, um, there are bound to be individual elements or elements of one's own individuality creeping into the characters. And um, when you read Barry's work and his characters and so on and so on and so on, then there are, it's quite clear um, that he's writing about things that pertain to him or are of interest to him. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Very sensible thing to do. Virtually impossible to write about something that you don't know about or don't have insight into or don't have any interest in. And because he's doing that, it's fascinating because there's a detail there in the characters that you wouldn't get were it not for the author's individual insight into them. So I'm really enjoying all of that, especially the ones that chime with me. In the chapter I've just read, that are Formula One references and references to a specific race. So obviously, I'm going to find that interesting. Um, there are um, there are investigative um, elements that again that fascinated me and I enjoyed reading very much. I'm only in the very early stages, and when I've completed the book, I will do a full review. But I am enjoying it, and as I said before, it's in a genre that I don't read, that I've never read. Oh, that's not true because I've read Fleming. I read the James Bond novels. They were so much more worthwhile than the films. I wouldn't give you a tuppenny thank you for a James Bond film, but I did enjoy the novels. Fleming was an underrated writer in my book, and he wrote James Bond far better than any of the films ever portrayed him. The books are a lot darker and more realistic. Whereas, in that field, the best stuff that made it to the screen was, well, Callan is the obvious one that springs to mind. Le Carre made it onto screen very well, I thought. Even Frederick Forsyth, he screened well. Anyway, we wish Barry a happy birthday and many happy returns. Lord Stiff Upper Lip is with us, as is Steve Colg, and as is Amy, who says, "Hi all, hope your day has been fruitful and happy." I, goes on Amy, had a delivery of wine that was on offer from the Orange supermarket, just in case Rachel raised the tax. What did you think of the announcements? Well, yeah, that's a discussion to be had. It's budget day, of course. Uh, where do you stand on it? What's your opinion? Do you think that Labour pulled the wool over your eyes in the run up to the election in terms of their promises of not raising this and not raising that? The thing that I found really interesting, I've got my thoughts on the budget. Now, bear in mind that technically, in theory, I'm an economist. My first degree was in economics, which I also studied at O and A level as well as for my first degree. So theoretically, I'm an economist. I ought to know a little bit of something. Now, anything that I learned in the long, long ago has probably long since ceased to matter or pertain to me. Um, Certainly, my economic studies didn't stand me in much stead. My law studies were much more fruitful. But as a pseudo economist, I have my own very definite thoughts on the budget. But on a human level, the standout moment for me of the whole day, because the budget was inevitable. It was inevitable. If you swallowed all the lines that Labour gave you in the run up to the election, then, fine, whatever. Um, the budget was inevitable. Their direction of travel was obvious and, again, inevitable. They were very careful with their wording so that they had as much wiggle room as possible. It was only going to go in, it was only ever going to go in one direction. And that was obvious to everybody. It was certainly obvious to the Tory party, who, for very obvious reasons, majored on that in the run up to their election. But, they were screwed. The current Tory government, which will probably go down in history as being not the worst by a long, long chalk. And Great Britain would not have been too badly served, in my opinion, by a continuation of that government. It's all that went before that caused the problems. But the combination of Sunak and Hunt, I never had a problem with that. I never had a problem with that. But again, they were dealing with the economics of recent history, and they were trying to balance that on a tightrope with hopes of electoral success, which was just never going to happen. But yeah, so I've got my thoughts on the budget, but on a human level, my standout moment was Rishi Sunak's performance in the House. Now, you've got to bear in mind that Rishi Sunak would not have expected to still be leader of the opposition at this point. Neither would he have wanted to be leader of the opposition at this point. Under normal circumstances, the new leader would have been in place. But a combination of the budget coming later than usual and the Conservative electing their new leader, that's taken a little bit longer than usual, meant that Sunak was still in place. And that made it personal. That made it very, very personal. So Labour attacked his performance both as Prime Minister and previously as Chancellor of the Exchequer. And he had a very real insight into the only way that Labour could possibly go. And, he did his best to tell everybody about it. It wouldn't have made a difference if everybody accepted him and said, yeah, we accept they're going to do this, but we need to punish you. We need to punish the Conservative Party for everything that's gone on before, for Brexit, the worst disaster of a generation, for Partygate, for Liz Truss's idiotic 48-day premiership or whatever it was, and her and Kwasi Kwarteng's disastrous mini budget. The Conservatives have to be punished for that. But so for Rishi Sunak, it was all very, very personal. And that added an interesting human element. Because when he was speaking after the budget as leader of opposition in the House, it was very real. That was not a political act. The anger that you could hear in his voice was very, very real indeed. And I found that quite riveting, to be honest. In this day and age, it's quite rare in politics to see genuine emotion. Everything is manufactured, everything is staged, everything is scripted. And because of that specific set of circumstances, Rishi Sunak was very, very human. And it's wrong to say I enjoyed that, but I found it well, on a human level, I found it absolutely riveting to see and hear that anger. Because, you know, whatever the rights and wrongs economically, whatever the inevitabilities were, then make absolutely no mistake about it. This budget has been an absolute it's been an absolute tax grab of the highest order. It's been everything that they said that they wouldn't do. Anybody with anything in between their two ears knew they would need to, but they claim to have this magic formula that meant they wouldn't have to do it. So it's an enormous tax grab. It's a complete uh, fiddle. It's a fiddle of the figures. It's a manipulation of wordings. It's a smoke and mirrors. And I won't go into economic details, but again, with my economist head on, it's potentially disastrous. Because if you look at the forecast figures for financial growth and for the growth of the economy, they are appalling. And Labour are borrowing so much money to throw. And okay, that's fine. Throw the money if you grow the economy in the way that it needs to be grown. But the forecast figures post budget are dreadful. They are beyond dreadful. They are dire. They are worse than pre budget. So basically, as things stand at the moment, £40 billion has been raised to facilitate lesser growth than was forecast before the money was borrowed and spent. So, it's a hell of a gamble. And the gamble for you, the tax-paying public, is that if the figures go as forecast, then in 2 to 3 years' time, there's going to be another budget, which is going to be another equally massive tax grab, unless the economy grows faster and greater than the figures suggest that it will. So remember what I said. In 2 or 3 years' time, if you're facing a budget where you are once again taxed up the wazoo, Remember what I said. This is a gamble, a massive gamble, and it's a gamble of an enormous amount of your money. And I'm getting fed up to the back teeth with hearing about this £22 billion black hole. There is no £22 million black hole. The office, the OBR, the Office of Budget Responsibility, have said quite clearly that that is nonsense. It doesn't exist. They're saying that at a push, you could say that there is a £9.5 billion black hole, but there's no black hole at all, really. The black hole is being created by Labour, because they are putting in place spending plans that were not planned before they took office. And now that they're saying that there's 22 billion missing, but that 22 billion is missing because they are planning to spend this, that, and the other. And their argument is that, well, that was foreseeable and should have been factored in. But you can't factor in just caving in and giving the public sector the wage rises that they desire without putting in any conditions, no productivity conditions. No, you can have this enormous wage rise, but productivity has to be this, that, and the other. There are, you know, there are I's that have to be dotted and T's that have to be crossed. So I mean, the one good thing at the moment is that the markets are standing for it. There was a minor blip during the actual budget itself, but the market has not reacted massively adversely as it did with the Liz Truss farrago. So, fingers crossed, hope for the best, basically. Let's get back to you, lot. We were talking about Amy, weren't we? That's right. Uh, did you fill the car up, Amy? Asked Steve Cog. Uh, is it true Steve Berry only smokes cigars? Asked Steve. As far as I know, yeah. Amy says, filled the car up with fuel yesterday only because the tank was nearly empty. But petrol was left alone, thank goodness. Oh, and food news. I love the food news. Amy says, my food today. Breakfast was porridge with honey. Lunch was a fish finger sandwich with tartar sauce and lettuce. And dinner was sweet and sour chicken with noodles. Excellent. Jolly good. Matron is with us. Good evening, all. I'm still completely shagged from my couple of days away, mainly thanks to the travelling yesterday with cancellations, etc. But I'm a goodly happy and relaxed matron. Oh, that's good. Uh, duh, duh, duh. I'm sure that the behind the scenes menage will appear on Tracy's channel, Peter P, at some point. Hedgehog is looking nervous, says Steve. What's with the box? Well, the box is just there ready to be pounded, if you mean that box. If you mean this box, I'm going to be opening this in a minute. Now, I didn't pound the box on camera last night, darlings, but I promise you, on the Hedgehog of Truth, I promise you, I pounded it after the live stream. The box did not go unpounded last night. Good evening, Jason, and all in chat, says Trisha, and a jolly good evening to you. Bad Books is with us. Andrew Buttygig is here, greeting everybody by name. Triple pounding for the box tonight, says Peter P. No, why a triple pounding? I double pounded it on Sunday. Why a triple one today? It can have a single pounding and think it's lucky. Yeah, someone forgot the official pounding of the box in last night's stream, says Andrew. Yeah, but I did. I did pound it afterwards, and that is a Hedgehog of Truth. I missed what you said the wine grape was, Boaty. It's a Sauvignon Blanc, Trace. I'm not reading that one out. Captain Mustard is here. Well, hello, my lovers, and hello to you. Roast chicken for dinner, says Bad Books. And king prawn and scallops in sauce with salad for, oh God, sorry, I'm sorry, I've got to translate this, haven't I? Bad Books had roast chicken for lunch and king prawn and scallops in sauce with salad for dinner. And the recycling was put out. Good. Food has been whatever I could manage as we both had COVID, says Trisha. Oh, hope it's not too bad. Hope it's not too bad, Trisha, and hope you recover from it very soon indeed. Oh, we've got Mpox in the UK now, haven't we, darlings? That's the next thing we can all worry about. Be careful about who you shag over the next few days, week, and months. Well, that wine kept him quiet for a while, says Carol C. Everybody's saying hello to Mustard. Pocahontas 100 is here with us. My survival hedgehogs. Oh, dear. I have a video to edit, says Captain Mustard. I might not stay that long. Video to start editing. Diddly-do. Oh, dear. Oh, Trisha says they both had COVID before, but it's worse this time. Oh, and Andrew had a bad day yesterday. Oh, dear. Dropped his phone in a tub of water, and the car decided it didn't want to shift. Talent, says Andrew. Boaty, you're overflowing with talent. You're very kind, but yeah, right, no. Regarding writing, says Matron, I love creating other people. Oh, ow. I often have the characters talking to themselves in my head. That's how the dialogue gets worked out. Yeah, I've heard that from other people. Not something that I can do. I have tried. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Well, I can't do it easily and I can't do it very well. And I don't particularly enjoy it. Boaty for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Bugger Clarkson. I would love to write a sitcom, says Mustard. I know you've spoken about it on more than one occasion. Well, you haven't just spoken about it. I know you've had a go. Was it with your brother or with your mate? You were writing something. We're going to need a bigger box, says Steagle. Howdy doody, everyone, says Ian Hully. Apparently, this is where the action is, and Boaty is the man to give it to us. Andrew says, Trace, I have the same with the voices in my head and developing characters. How's the building work on the Sherpa's Lodge going? Asked Carol. I don't know, to be honest. It's going. You know, there are men beavering away up there. I don't have any particular updates. I've not been upstairs since the building work started, so I'm literally got no idea. I can see through the window when the lights are on that there's still no ceiling in one of the rooms, but I honestly haven't got a clue. Now, if their time scale is correct, then a week on Sunday should all be done and dusted, but I'm not holding my breath. Greetings all, says Ross, Dino Dad. Driving to work and you're on in the background. Oh, that's nice. Matron is responding to Pocahontas 100, or asked about Emma and her family. And Matron says, Emma is knackered tonight. Thinks she might be trying to sleep. Chickenpox is annoying, but going through usual motions and the other stuff continues. And yeah, it's not great. It's not great. And yeah, lots of people sending love to Emma. Matron says Ian Fleming, James Bond writer, also wrote Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He did indeed. What are your thoughts on Austrian economics? Asked Carl Burton. Current Austrian economics? I haven't got a clue. I know less than nothing about them. Tracy Cardiff is here and is late arriving. Good evening. Did you get the small parcel? I'm assuming this is it, my lovely, and I will open it very shortly. Matron says, thank you for all the wishes for Emma and family. I have and am passing it all on. Boaty asked Steakold, are you going to dress up for Dracula for tomorrow as Dracula for tomorrow's stream? No, because I'll be getting home from work 5 minutes before the stream starts, and I don't have time for any of that kerfuffle. I am probably going to put an overnight live stream on there tomorrow night for Halloween special. Carl says Labour are far more honest about being complete traitors than the Conservatives were. Nick is here and says, evening all. The trouble with an incoming political party, says Andrew, is the mess left behind from the outgoing mob. Takes time to repair the damage, but it usually takes time and money. Who's done a nice thing? I don't think they were left with a bad situation at all. All of the figures were good. The fastest growing economy in the G7, lowest unemployment. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Oh, HW100 has become a channel member. HW100 or HW Song or HW Cento. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support, as I appreciate all of my wonderful channel members. Thank you. Thank you indeed. There will be a new channel member video coming up soon, because once again, you're going to get the complete uncut lunch review thing, which hopefully will be a good one. An economist who is always broke, says Jimmy F500. Yep, that's me. You can rarely believe politicians. There is a strong possibility we're going to have an election soon. Jimmy F lives in Ireland, by the way. Bring on the fun. Well, yes, indeed. Ian says, and that was a party political broadcast on behalf of the Windy Bottom Party. Yes. Leave all the politics to Yes Minister, says Ross. This has been a political statement brought to you by Boaty's World, home of the pottering lube and harness. Carol C says they managed to carry the Ming vase before the election. I feel like they've thrown it to the floor today and smashed it to smithereens. You know, that was the route that they chose to go. And you can see why. You can see why. Now, they would have almost certainly won the election anyway. As I say, the nation felt the need to punish the Tory party. Not the current Tory party, but the Tory party from the last 2 or 3 iterations. But Labour decided to play it safe and say, yeah, we're definitely not going to do this. We're definitely not going to do that, rather than saying we are going to do this and we are going to do that. Everybody knew what was going to have to happen, but there you go. They decided, look, we'll get into power and then we'll do it and we'll deal with the fallout. And to be fair, it hasn't bitten them too hard yet, but it's still early days. And we have a voice note, darlings. Let me play this for you. Yeah, okay, look at my face. Oh, God. There we are. There we are. 2 voice notes. You're being spoiled.
How is our MS family today, sir? Because you seemed a bit down last night, but we all send Emma our love. Because we know how much she's thought of in this channel. What a marvellous video you did today, sir. With seeing you, seeing you in the video, and I also seen the captain. I also seen the captain's twin. By the looks of it, it was like watching what it was called now, sir. Only Fools and Horses. When you seen the Uncle Albert, there was another version to the captain I noticed at the yard. And what a marvellous video was seeing the captain the other day with you, sir, with Matron. Hope you've had a good day today, sir. Mr. Parry, horse and light over and out.
Oh, I'm really glad you enjoyed them, and yeah, the chap who picked up Dented Daisy on behalf of Allegro Man certainly was a bit of a character. The establishment measures growth by GDP, which is a joke, says Carl. The black hole of Downing Street. Budgets have gone up. Oh dear. I'm glad that the minimum wage is going to be changing, says Tracy. So under 21-year-olds don't get a lower wage. Well, they do. Not everyone is supported by families. Well, unless I've read something very different to you, under 21s are still getting a very different wage from the over 21s. I think theirs has gone up to about a tenner, and over 21's gone up to, is it £12.21? Something around there. 1p off draft beer, says Carol. Yeah, indeed. Oh, God, says Andrew. The big orange man is on my TV now. The box is ready for a pounding, says Jimmy a 500. It really is. And phew, says Andrew. Here's me thinking the box missed out on the ritual pounding. It definitely didn't. Mpox, the new Mbop. Any chance of Boaty having a boxing match with Ricky Hatton? It's a YouTube thing. You might make a few, Bob. Ricky Hatton, I'm twice his size. Well, maybe not in terms of weight anymore. He's piled on a bit, hasn't he? But oh, I mean, Ricky Hatton's tiny. I'm 6'5". Not exactly. We're not exactly in the same weight class, are we? Can you get Mpox from beavering? Asked Peter Pete. You can indeed. Jimmy F500 says, good, unmanned live. Don't let Sean be the only one. I did it first. I did it before anybody else. Matron is welcoming HW100 to membership very kindly. Austrian economics is a different philosophy to Keynesian economics. It's hard money, says Carl. Sorry, I thought you were talking generally and currently in terms of their current status. And yeah, that I've got now. Oh, God, Keynesian. I Want to Be Free by Maynard Keynes. Dear, oh dear. I can't wait for the next budget, says Nick. Had to sack all the staff I hired after the recent successful sausage marketing campaign. Oh dear. Oh, Matron has been a channel member for 18 months. Thank you, Matron. Blimey, I've been here a long time, says Matron. I was a member for about 4 months before my bank doings went mad. I was one of the earliest members almost 2 years ago. You were indeed. Peter P has been a member for 6 months, thanking you. And says it took me a long time to figure out the PayPal doings. Do you seriously think the Conservative Party is different since the election? Asked Carl. Not since the election, no. I think it was different under Sunak's premiership. Yeah, because GDP, gross domestic product, for those who don't know, does not differentiate from a pound earned and a pound spent. Basically, it's a measure of spending. If you borrowed 10 grand and pissed it up the wall, your GDP would increase. Matron's bunging out some links to some live streams. Mustard says the minimum wage is great. I'd be loaded if I wasn't doing this. Oh, God, yeah. Some of us can only dream of earning minimum wage. And I've caught up with comments, darlings, which means that for the last 15 minutes, before I get a bit of supper and head towards showering and whatnot, we can just have a nice general chat. Which will be nice. I'm really running through some of the things that I'm going to change over the forthcoming days, weeks, months. Obviously, the end of the month coming up tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's the last day of the month. Tomorrow, if the weather is decent, I'm going to the Heights of Abraham. So there'll be no video tomorrow. I will, and yeah, it's going to be Halloween at the Heights. I wanted to do the Heights of Abraham one more time before they close for the winter. I wanted to get all of the colours of the trees on the flight up. I might do probably do a lunch review while I'm there. So yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow. What else? Yeah, there are going to be vehicular changes. Vehicular changes coming up very soon. They're going to be happening sooner rather than later. I'm going to have a bit of fun. I'm going to chuck the cars up for sale on a Facebook group at a silly price, and just for once, people will have to put their money where their mouth is. I shall advertise 3 cars for sale ridiculously cheaply, and I will say, right, for sale, blah 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 blah, X number of pounds each. Don't ask me any questions. Don't make me any offers. Just put the money into my bank and come and take the car away. First come, first served, and see who actually is willing to nail their trousers to the mast rather than do the normal Facebook thing. And they are going to be stupidly cheap. So there you go. You lot have got 12 hours advance notice. So and then I am going to buy, well, I'm thinking an S-Max. I'm thinking a Ford S-Max. Am I? Is that what I'm thinking of? I think I am. Not the Galaxy, the S-Maxy one, the slopey, roofy thingamy. Because that can carry people, or you can fold the seats down and it's like a van. Probably get a small wardrobe in that. Oh, pound in the box, Boaty. Okay. There is the pound. There is the box. And oh, God. Oh, it's feeling heavy. There you go. The box has been properly, officially pounded and can return to its correct place. Ricky Hatton waved at me the other day, says Steve Colt. I let him out of traffic. If I knew it was him earlier, I would have made him wait. You don't seem to have much of a variety of politicians over there, in my opinion, says Jimmy F500. Giddy edge, Boaty, says Nick. I really did see him, says Steve. Ricky Hatton's driving a Ford Cougar. Oh, the new one, presumably. Same here, says Andrew, and here means Australia. Read political parties. Labour, Liberal National Party, and Green. Labour currently in command of the sinking ship. Buy an X-Max instead of clearing your debt. Well, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for your kind words. S-Max with Volvo engine. I don't know what engine it's got, to be honest. The sister is here, says Matron. Oh, the reg gives it away, says Steve. Oh, has he got a private plate on there? And everybody's saying hello to Emma. And 2.5 turbo. Oh, if you can decide today, we have a deal, says Mustard. Oh, well, there you are. Call that up. We have a deal. I'm gonna have a Peugeot. I'm quite excited about that. It's going to be more than a day, isn't it, Mustard? It's going to have to be 2 days. I was trying to work it out. So if I brought a car to you, then right. So if I brought a car to you, then we came back here in the Peugeot, and then you took one of the cars back with you. Then you'd have 2 of them, and then we'd just have to, but that would be the day finished, unless we did it on a Monday, so we did all the trips. And then the next day, I'd have to come and get you again and bring you back so you could take the third one. Yeah, I think that's how it would work, wouldn't it? Oh, does that mean I can cancel the tax on 2 of them then? Because I'm going to cut for another load of tax, aren't I, on the first? Oh, I'm not bothered about that. Oh, well, this is quite exciting then. This is quite exciting. Oh, Boaty's having a dalliance for the French mistress. I've got a lot of history with French cars. I've had more French cars than any other type of car, probably. I had a long-term love affair with Citroens, and I've had all of the big Citroens. I had a DS, a CX. I had several. I had loads of CXs, loads of XMs, and Renaults as well. I had a 25. I had numerous 25s, which I loved. Had a Renault 30. And Peugeots. I've had Peugeots, had a 505 GTI. I like a big French car. And and I really like that one. I like the interior. So I'm very happy about that. How many gallons to the baguette? I'm genuinely pleased about that. That's the cars will be looked after. And the little niggly things that need doing will be done. And I'll have less of fewer things on my mind, and I'll have a nice, comfortable thing to waft around in. That'll be a really nice road trip car. That'll be the Monday road trip car. I'll still use JJ as the daily, but yeah, I can lavish some love and attention on there, on that thing. I sat in it on Monday and it was so comfortable. The seat goes back miles. So I can actually be comfortable in it. I won't get cramp after driving it for half an hour. So, splendid. Yes, Peugeot lunches. I thought about that. I thought about that. Being in a state, I can get all of the lunch gear in the rear. So that'll be good. The Atlas can go in there. And I didn't realize I was looking at the fuel and performance figures, but I didn't realize it was the 2.2. I thought it was the 2 litre. It's not. It's 2.2. Which apparently has got 170 horsepower. So should be quite punchy. I'm genuinely delighted about that, and I hope that it should be a win-win-win, really. Mustard will have 3 saleable cars, one of which he'll keep if he's got any sense. Freelander will be a brilliant family wagon, and it's a really good one. Do you remember the history on the Freelander? It's insane. Let's have a look what the lovely Tracy sent us. I mean, remember when I bought that Freelander, which isn't all that long ago, I bought it off Mike, Classic Wheels Wales. And because it was so exceptional, Mike was putting it up at 2,795 quid. Now I didn't pay that much for it, but I still paid a decent whack. So it's a really decent thing. Just needs just needs a couple of bits to it, which are easily within Mustard's capability. Right, I'm just opening the doesn't quite roll off the tongue like Land Rover lunches. No. Pocahontas 100 is saying good night to everyone. Let's do it on Monday, says Mustard. Yeah, okay. All right, that's perfect. Let's do it on Monday. And we can do the whole lot. We can make it a whole day thing. And if you want, we can do an old school Mustard and Boaty do lunch. And you can, if we sort the timings out, you can have lunch here. I will give you Momo. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Carl. Carl has just sent a super chatty thing. Of course I'll buy an X-Max rather than... Of course I'll buy an X-Max rather than pay debt, with an expression suggesting what a stupid question. Oh dear. I love the Ford I love the Ford 07, says Mustard. I don't want to lose, which is why I am agreeing to it. You'd be mad not to. You'd be mad not to. It'll work out really well for you. And if you really love the Ford 07, and if the Airbnb really takes off, and you really love the Ford 07, then in a couple of months I'll buy a Range Rover and you can have it back. So there you go. You're not losing touch with it completely. It could still make its way back to you. Funnily enough, when I was in the bath earlier, Captain, I watched your review that I forgot you did on another 407 estate, a base level red one, I think it was, and you were fully prepared to give it a right old hiding, and you didn't. You said you rather liked it. Peugeot picnics. Oh, well done, matron. Yeah, Peugeot picnics. Now, genuinely, I'm really excited about this. I hope that Mustard's, moved heaven and earth to clear the yard and get stuff sorted, and that means that he's got to relaunch at some point, doing what he's going to do, and he'll make his own way. He's got his plans, and but it needs to be, it'll be his project. He needs to earn some money, and hopefully, the 3 cars he'll be getting off me will be really good starting points for that. That and they're basically okay. They've got some. They've each got they've each got a little niggle or two, but nothing that he can't sort. So he can make those really, really nice, and they're proper cars with amazing histories from day one. Uh, humongous history files. They've got everything going for them. They've got all of the paperwork from day one. They've got the spare keys. They've got, they're proper full retail cars that just need a few bits and pieces. So he can do an Allegro man on them. He can just get them absolutely bang on, and it will only take his time, not his time and expertise, not much in the way of money, and he can ask proper money for them. So with the 45 that he's already welded, then he can kind of hit the ground with Project Nigel version 2 and have a range of really good cars for sale, and he can create really good content with them, and hopefully it'll work out really well. The cars will benefit from it massively, because they'll be getting the care that they're not going to be getting with me. I've already proved over the last month or two that with other stuff happening, I haven't got the time or the energy. And that's only going to get more so when the Airbnb kicks in. Freelander should be the Wilma wagon. I agree. Wilma wagon. Yeah, matron likes that. Is James still at the yard? I forget. Yes. Right, well, that's Monday sorted then. Right, let's have a look at this from Tracy. What have I got here? Oh, typical Amazon packaging. This could have fitted in an envelope, but it comes in a massive box. Oh, what is it? What's this? Hold on, I need some light to read that. Hold on. Yeah, I am getting to that age where I need to take a picture and enlarge it to read it. Oh, this is brilliant. Right, this is going to be a real community thing. Right, it's a trophy. Boaty's World, no forking way. No forking. Forking. The No Forking Way Award. I love that. I love that. And have a look. There's you got a chef's hat and some bits and pieces up there. Isn't that brilliant? Right, we'll have to think of it. Right, I tell you what I might do with that. I've just had an immediate thought. Right, I am going to resurrect something I used to do in singles. Right now, listen to this and hold me to it. So I'll probably forget or try and weasel out of it. I'm going to resurrect something called Dish of the Day. So the way it works is perfectly simple. in the Facebook group, this has got to be a Facebook group thing. Can't really do it on YouTube. In the Facebook group, every day you put up a picture or a video or both of a meal that you have created, cooked. It can't be a ready meal. It can't be a takeaway. You need to have, in some way, shape, or form, made it with a description. And then the following day, I will create a poll, and the other members of the Facebook group can vote on which meal they think is best for whatever reasons. And then the winner can get this trophy or something like that. We'll figure something out. Just like the one Boaty won in East Germany on a bike, says Steve Colg. That award is brilliant, says Matron. East Germany. I did race against the East Germans and the Soviets. There was an incredible Russian guy. We used to call him Super Whooping Cough because we couldn't pronounce his name. I mean, we know now that they were all drugged up beyond belief, but God, they seemed like superhuman to us. Right. That's about brought us to the end, hasn't it? Where are we? 7 minutes past midnight. We can call it a day at that. I need to get off because I do need to get up tomorrow if I'm going to do the Heights of Abraham, and I really, really want to. And a massive thank you to my lovely, lovely, lovely friend Emma for making that possible and encouraging me to do this one as well. Yeah, I really want to do that. That's what I think, says Mustard. I would love to keep the 407, but it's not a project. It can come back to you at some point, probably, if you really, really wanted it back, then, something could happen if the Airbnb takes off and whatnot, and if I go down another route. So you're not necessarily saying goodbye to it forever, but yeah, in terms of the channel and the business, it's obviously going to be way better for you to do this. Yeah, loads of possibilities. They're known cars. People cared about them. People have known them for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. People cared about them. It'll be really good content. They'll love you, especially the people who hate me, the people like Joe. They will love the fact that you get your hands on them and they get all of the maintenance and stuff that that I haven't given them, according to some people. Not entirely without an element of truth to it. You should get really good content out of them. It'll really crack things on, and you should earn some money out of them in due course. And I bloody well hope you do. Like I've said to you all along, if the only person I really wanted to profit out of this was you, nobody else. So I'm really chuffed. And Monday will be a brilliant day. I'm really going to look forward to Monday now. So there's going to be trips from the Peak to the Pennines, from the Pennines to the Peak, and possibly the same again. It's going to be a day of road trips, and I love nothing more than a road trip with Mustard and all of the nonsense that we talk and all of that. And you know me, I'll film everything. I'll put it out there for channel members. You'll get about 6 hours of in-car content. And we'll get a lunch video out of it, darlings. We'll have a lunch here. We'll do Momo or staff curry or something like that. That'd be brilliant. Is the clutch okay in the Pug? One of the windows isn't working and the reverse sensors aren't working. I'll get those sorted. You know me, darlings. You know me. Fix anything. I'll get my big boys toolbox out, have it done in 10 minutes flat. Yeah, right. But Well, I can guarantee the paperwork will go into a nice leather folder, and I'll make a spare key happen. Oh, I'm really excited now. I am genuinely really excited. And on that note, darlings, I am going to wrap this up, call it a day. I'm going to get off, get some supper, and prepare myself for hopefully my day at the height of Abraham. What is the weather like? Let's have a look at the weather. Had a horrible drive home through fog. BBC, is that weather? Oh, I've got to download it now. It's not downloaded on this iPad, apparently. Installing. Oh, yeah, BBC weather. Right, let's have a look. Tomorrow, Thursday. Oh, well, that's here. Let's put in Matlock Bath. No, not Matlock Bank. Matlock Bath. There we go. Okay. Cloudy, 13 degrees. That'll be okay. That'll be okay. Yeah, let's do that tomorrow. It's kind of going to be my last chance. The cable cars close, and well, the height of Abraham, the cable cars, the everything at the top, it closes on Sunday. Sunday is the last day, but I obviously can't do Friday, Saturday, Sunday because longer hours at the restaurant. So yeah, so tomorrow really is the last day for me. They are reopening at the end of November for first time ever the Lights of Abraham, and they're reopening in the run up to Christmas, and they've lit up the mountainside, the hillside about, or they're going to, but that's an evening thing, and I can't do that, and my annual pass doesn't cover me for that anyway. So tomorrow, assuming that I get my ass out there and do it, that will be the last one. And then what I'll do is then I'll jump on them on the first week that they open sometime next spring, I presume. So there we are. Has the pug had a name yet? I don't know, mate. Oh, names, that's going to be a thing. Is Mustard going to rename Miss Boo and Stigbert von Thundercock and the Honourable Sheeson? Who knows? And I think the pug has got a name, but I don't know what it is. I didn't watch that video. I just saw that there was a video called "You've Decided What This Car's Going to Be Called" or something. So I don't know. We'll sort all of that out on Monday. Monday's going to be a fun day. I'm looking forward to it already. Oh yes. That's it, I think, isn't it? I've pounded the box. We've had this lovely thing from Tracy P. I'm genuinely going to put that on my mantelpiece on the fireplace. Oh, René. Oh, René. That might be it. Yeah, that might be it. René Artois, I think his proper name was, wasn't it? Yeah. So then when Mimi LeBlanc, i.e. Emma, she can do "Oh, René" when she sees it. And Yvette, Caroline, can do this. Oh, yeah, I quite like that. René Artois. That would work, wouldn't it? Right. Okay, darlings, that's it. I'm going to stop piffling and waffling, sort out my supper, get a shower, get sorted. Exciting times ahead. height of Abraham tomorrow, if all goes according to plan and I don't oversleep or cough it in the night. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. I'm at an age where that could happen. I could wet myself or. And yeah, so have a great Halloween and have a safe and peaceful night. Have the best Halloween tomorrow that you can. And do please join me, if you can, join me tomorrow night, 11 o'clock, Thursday night live, Halloween night live, and all of that. And we can do this all over again. So have a great day. Take a little bit of joy from it if you possibly can. Take really good care of yourselves and take care of those who you love and who love you. Much love going out to Emma and Andrew and anybody else who needs it even more than usual at this moment in time. And yeah, all the love in the world from me. Thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for this month. Oh, I should do the thanks for the month tomorrow, shouldn't I? Last day of the month. Stop waffling. Just bugger off. It's not difficult. So yeah, see you tomorrow night, 11 o'clock. And on that note, pachu and indeed, Halloween Eve, bosh.